Transport, the Constitutional Review Committee, etc., etc. So, but that opportunity, if the RAF wishes to ventilate that matter, then is provided. I don't know if that suffices, Honorable Kubek, because we're limited in what we can do given our scope.
I hear the legal advice, Chair, but I've got a bit of an issue with it in that whatever it is that we're looking at here, we're looking at mismanagement of funds and how funds are spent. And if it's government money that is being spent in a way that this committee sees as something that is a wasteful expenditure, paying foreigners is a wasteful expenditure, as far as I'm concerned. But I will take the advice of the House and we'll continue. Thank you, Chair.
No, thanks, Honorable Kubeka. Look, I don't think we can accuse the RAF of mismanaging if they are forced by the law to do it, right? Yeah, so we can't, however, it's something that needs to be looked at. Yeah, okay. No, I thank you for that. Honorable Skhosana?
Thank you, Chair. You know, it reminds me when someone says law is the law, the execution of Solomon Mahlangu, the judge said it's the law of the country. And we know today that was completely wrong. The law can be wrong as well. I mean, the issue that illegal immigrants, constitutionally, for me, the courts as well, as you said, you know, perhaps not on this forum, on another forum. I was shocked as well to say, you are illegal, but constitutionally you are. What was that? What was that? You know, we can't, I mean, we are lawmakers now here in Parliament, though it's all about numbers. But we can't be ruled by 11 people in this country and say law is a law. If they are wrong, we must tell them that they are wrong. We must amend this law. Those powers were given by the voters in this country. It will depend in Parliament whether do we agree or we don't agree. But the issue is that when something is wrong, we must say it here. Whether it's the Constitution says that, which now poke the issue about the Constitution in this country that is the best in the world. Now we are finding out that is not the best in the world. It's the best for those who are privileged, maybe. But for us, taxpayers' money, how do you pay somebody illegally and say it's a law? It's nonsensical, to say the least. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Honorable Skhosana. So I will say, you know, the beauty of our system is that the judges cannot create something that this Parliament cannot apply something this Parliament did not create. So it's never their fault. it's never their fault. They're doing what we as legislators have told them they must do. So that's the first thing. In the event that any of us feel that a law or the Constitution don't work, it's really within our power to then facilitate the necessary amendments to do. No, thank you very much. I'll come to Honorable Atkinson and then you, Honorable Beasley.
Chair, in all honesty, as you said earlier about the medico-legal claims and them not being, or the medical aids not being paid, and the issue of foreigners, I mean, it's not really in the scope of this committee because it's actually a policy issue. And it's something that should be dealt with by the Department of Transport. So when they rewrite the RAF legislation, it's something that they should be looking at. So I don't think it's something that we should be debating at the moment in this committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Look, I think there is a specific limitation that we've been given, which is to the extent that the RAF wants to show impact on its financial state, they can. Right? What we recommend thereafter is up to us, but we're not litigating the constitutionality of it. They may say that, look, one of the things that's putting us in a bad financial situation is XYZ. Thank you. Honorable Beasley.
Thanks, Chair. Just moving on under 4.1.3.
Covers the other issues as well. All right, thank you. Honorable Skhosana?
Yeah, what I wanted to check, Chair, are you talking about interest?
For me, you mean what I said?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so perhaps I don't understand well. Remember in the last meeting when we were here, there was that issue with lawyers that what happens to the interest of the 350, those one who were double paid, you remember? Yeah, now, and they explained In fact, they were trying to run away from it, to say, really, they are not, no one can force them to pay that money. In fact, that debate ended up nowhere, to say whether that interest would be taken from them or not. Now, in case of REF, as we are saying, the money sits elsewhere. I just want to find out exactly where that money must go, the interest itself. Who must get that?
So in fact, there are two issues, and we must make sure that they're adequately covered in the terms of reference. There are two issues. So, Honorable Skhosana, so there are two, in fact, the main interest, there are two interests that we're talking about here. The first is that when a claimant obtains a court order, and that court order is not complied with within the time that the court has set, right? The claimant is entitled to interest that is being compounded. I think it's set a daily rate. Is it a daily rate in terms of the court rules? But it's compound interest until it is equivalent to the same amount that they're claiming. In other words, if they don't pay you long enough, what was a 3 million award could become a 6 million award. That's the one part of the interest, right? The second part, where the double payments are concerned, right, pertains to funds that the attorneys that were double paid did not pay the money back in time, one, and secondly, therefore the interest they earned in the time yes. So there is a section 4.1.4 under legal and litigation expenditure. So we're gonna need to maybe just do something there, but what we need to look at there is the RAF's own expenses on its own attorneys, and then the legal costs presented to us as being plaintiff costs, right? What the Road Accident Fund will get an opportunity to do is to break down in detail each of those two columns so that they can then state and say, we are owed this much by the following law firms for the following reasons. So that if that presentation substantiates the point, the next question then is, what steps are you taking to recover the money? So I hope I've explained. Yeah.
Why I was asking that, Chair, maybe because some of us, we know what is happening on the ground. You know why I was asking about that? The issue, Chair, is that some claimant as well are happy that the REF are not paying them in time to exactly get the compounded interest. And what happened is that, as you know, that it cannot be over the initial amount. Say, as you make an example, like 3 million, interest can only goes up to another 3 million. Up to that, some of them who are comfortable, they stay long to make sure that that money makes interest. In fact, they are happy to do that. To say, okay, there's a court order, you're not paying me, it's fine, no problem. You know, they stay for long because they've got advices to say, by the time they comply to the court order, your money is no longer 3 million. It's exactly what you said. It's 6 million. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. So I think, Honorable Skhosana, there'll be opportunity for the Road Accident Fund to explain all of that under 4.1.4. Yeah. I just want us to complete the financial management and compliance section. Honorable Skhosana.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chair. No, I'm covered in terms of your response to what the Honorable Beasley was raising. But more and above that, I think 4.1.2, bullet 2, compliance with the Public Finance Management Act and related financial regulations. I think broadly it covers a lot of issues that relates to financial irregularities and so forth. So where we are not specific to certain matters, I think that bullet is going to assist to cover us, including the matters that Honorable Skhosana is also raising. Thanks.
All right. Thank you thank you very much for that. Let me come to Honorable Isaac, then I'll come to you, members.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, okay, so on 4.1.2, are we agreed that we would maybe